Hey everyone, still a lot of reaction here on the Off the Mic Sports Network, but we're going to continue to talk about the stunning Luka Doncic trade, him going to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first round pick. I've talked about at length why I think it was an unbelievably dumb move from the Mavs, and no matter what they try to say, it doesn't make any sense from a basketball perspective. It doesn't make any sense from a marketing perspective. They traded away a 25-year-old, like, superstar, like a generational talent who, yes, had deficiency, but what superstar doesn't come with, like, nobody's gonna be perfect. Like, even LeBron, as great as he is, has flaws. So I don't get it. I do not understand it. And if you're a Mavs fan, I've said it. Go watch the video. I feel genuinely sorry for you because your organization told you that, hey, we don't want to deal with this guy who five-time first NBA first team all NBA, like legitimately like one of the great players of his generation right now. Like he could have been what Dirk was for this organization. He could have been better than Dirk. That's how crazy it is. But anyway, there's an angle to this story on the Lakers side that nobody is really. I mean, it's going to become more as we get into Monday and we get into the weekends. People have topics. I mean, people will obviously talk about the Super Bowl, but this is going to dominate a lot of the news because part of this trade involves LeBron James. And LeBron is now 40 years old, been in the NBA for, I think this is his 22nd season, if I'm not mistaken. Um, a lot of people are talking about, will LeBron and Luka work together as a team? But let me pose something that nobody's really talking about. Trade deadline's coming up. What if the Lakers trade LeBron James? What if that's the play here? Because I don't think you're winning a championship with LeBron and Luka together. They're both effective. They're in a lot of ways they're the same player. They are because they both dominate the ball. They both are. I mean, LeBron's was a good defender, but let's face it, he's older. And this team has no defensive. And really, here's the reality of the situation. If you're the Lakers, you got handed a gift. The Lakers got handed an absolute gift here because they were going to be screwed. They were going to be absolutely screwed whenever LeBron James decided to walk away and retire because their future was basically in the hands of Anthony Davis. And Anthony Davis, let's call it what it is, he's going to be 32 this year. He's beat up, he's very injured. You can't rely on him to be an alpha. So you weren't really set up for success in the long term. Now you've got Luka Doncic, 25 years old. You'll have to figure out how to re-sign him because I think he's a free agent in 2026. So you'll have to figure that out. But what if the Lakers considered moving off of LeBron? Because at this point, this could be his last season. So you could trade him. I mean, he could stay for another season. You could trade him in the offseason and figure out what you want to do. I'm people, you could correct me in the comments. Maybe LeBron has a no trade, and you know what? Maybe LeBron doesn't want to do this, which would honestly surprise me. I don't know why you wouldn't want to play with Luka Doncic, but again, if you're the Lakers in this situation, you were just, like I said, golden ticket. It's something that if you would have told me a couple of days ago that the Lakers would be better positioned to potentially contend with where they were in terms of, like, how they had built this team, like they were kind of capped in terms of where they could go. Now you've got a guy who just took his team to the NBA Finals, which is what makes this whole thing from the Mavericks side so perplexing. It's like, yeah, you didn't like some of his defensive intensity, you didn't like his conditioning, but who cares? The guy's averaged close to 30 points a game again this year. Yeah, he's been oft injured. And there's issues there, and like he's got a little bit of an attitude on the court, but he's a superstar. So you just handed that to the Lakers. Aside from the fact, also, like one thing that, like Rudy Gobert went for like multiple first round picks. DeJounte Murray went for multiple first round picks. Mikal Bridges went for multiple first round picks. The Lakers only had to give away one, and it's 4 years from now for legitimately one of the 5 best players in basketball. So, gift for the Lakers, but I would say this, and I've talked to a couple of my friends who are Lakers, or Lakers fans themselves, and they're really considering this because, and I don't know what's going through the mind of Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, and the people within that Lakers front office in regards to what they're going to do next. But I have a feeling this story is not over for the Los Angeles Lakers because there's not a lot of runway here with LeBron and Luka together. Like this team is it. Like I said, they're a bunch of defensive liabilities, and you've got really nobody on this team that can really defend at a very, very high level. Like Anthony Davis was covering up a ton of issues for this team, and yet they're still finding a way to really compete in the Western Conference. That being said, they could surprise me. LeBron's still incredible, even at his advanced age. Maybe just don't play Bronny that much because Bronny being in the lineup is still it's weird. I mean, Bronny had, I think he had a 3-point play in a game against Washington, but Washington's terrible. You need to stop that. But seriously, that's the part of this story that I think is going to go under the radar a little bit because, which is surprising considering it's LeBron James we're talking about here. But a lot of the focus has been on the Mavs side of this because of what they gave up. But now, in terms of, what they got back, maybe they're able to contend a little bit, but I just don't, it's Kyrie could potentially lead this team. We'll see. I don't know. But with the Lakers, man, like I said, their timeline has kind of changed a little bit because now they are in a position where you can potentially see if this works, or you could move off of it and reshuffle your team and build it around Luka. But the point is, they have got their superstar, provided they sign him, which I think they will. They have got their star that is going to carry him into the next generation of Lakers basketball. It was Kobe, it was Shaq and Kobe, then it became LeBron. I mean, you had the Showtime Lakers with Magic and Kareem. Like, there's always been a star that has held this thing together for the Los Angeles Lakers. And now it's Luka Doncic. And for the first time, legitimately, maybe in his entire career, LeBron James is kind of a secondary headline, like, which is kind of nuts to think about. Because I don't think the Lakers are beholden to him anymore. And I have the utmost respect for LeBron and what he has done for my basketball fandom. Being a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, he brought my my team a championship, the city of Cleveland a championship. So, I mean, but yeah, if you're looking at this from the Lakers perspective, man, there are definitely some drawbacks to it, but they're in control of their own destiny right now in terms of what they want to do next. And that's going to tell a lot about what the NBA is going to look like for the next 5 to 10 years. Because if they decide to move off of LeBron James, they could still get a decent amount for him. And if you're the Cavs, I wouldn't touch it unless it was like, lesser of a deal. And if you're the Lakers and you're asking for people like Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Like, the Cavs, they have built a legitimate, like, powerhouse without LeBron there. They don't need to, like, ship somebody out from their current roster to make this work. But there are other teams out there that I would imagine would be interested if LeBron did become available. So just watch out for that. That's something really that, in the immediate aftermath of this whole thing was really not talked about. So we'll see how it goes during the week, especially with the Super Bowl. More coming here on the channel. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.